Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Europa Universalis, the price of power. Now, still in the first round with video, I think number 4, and the Turks have basically wiped out the Byzantines. They control all their cities now, but they're all in unrest. And in general, they have quite a problem with unrest also here in northern Anatolia and in Greece and Macedonia and Thrace. So there's definitely some issues here that they have to deal with. France was hit by the plague, but not as bad as the English, or pretty much, let's say, maybe the same way. Here on the west, in western France, we have 2 areas affected by the plague, and the French are mainly preparing to go to war with England. Now in England, the Wars of the Roses were triggered. We see here the rebels. The English have recruited an army to smash them, and we also see here now lots of unrest, also here in Ireland, Pale, and here. So also something to do for them. The Spanish managed to do the Reconquista, a little bit of unrest here in Andalusia. Poland vassalized Prussia. They feel very stable and on a straight course here, on a good way. And so do the Austrians. They managed to arrange an alliance and a marriage with Hungary, and they also have a ton of influence here, as you can see. There's a good way. They're very close to actually vassalizing Hungary. I think they're not quite there yet, and I think it's because of these 2 influence markers. They need as much influence as they have, as Hungary has a tax value, but basically as the tax value plus cubes of other players. I think Hungary has a tax value of 10 or of 8, and then we get these 2 cubes, so that would be 10. And I assume this cube is also counted because there's this single province here, Beograd, which also belongs to Hungary, I guess. So that makes this whole area kind of part of that realm. And they only have 9 influence in there, so they basically need 1 more influence to do a vassalization. Now we can see here France has already passed, and there's only 1 more event, or 1 more player there to take the event. These are the Austrians. And then the only thing that players cannot take any more events, so they have to pass eventually. And so the end of the turn won't be that far, I guess. So we continue with the Turks. This will allow them, this card here will allow them to pay 2 admin to research tolerance. They definitely want to do this. This is really cheap. So they might do a trade action. They got a few diplomatic cubes left. Now, there is this thing here, claims and alliances. Have claims or alliances in 2 of these: Aragon, Tunisia, Naples, Lombardy, Flanders and Wallonia, Lower Saxony, Bohemia or Prussia, with 3 cubes in total among these 2 areas. Now, the Turks already have a claim in Naples from the Neapolitan succession card. I wonder if they can get a claim in Tunisia. Well, that's not going to be so easy. To fabricate a claim, that has to be in an area adjacent to your realm. And to do this action, there is a generic action. You can gain claims like here by event cards, of course. But to do an action where you fabricate a claim, it has to be adjacent. And that is not the case here. Yeah, it's not the same C zone. If it would be the same C zone here, that would be okay, but that's not the case. So I don't know. I mean, that's gonna be hard to do then. Yeah, I don't see that happening. So, is there anything else the Turks want to do? They could do a trade. We have a pirate down here, which isn't great, but maybe I want to do that. What is that? Ah, there we go. Oh, by the way, I missed something last time. When I forged an alliance here, which happened before I vassalized Prussia, I should have gained an additional cube. When you forge an alliance, you do the action, then you place an alliance marker there, and you get an additional, and you get a new cube there. And so, yeah, I forgot to do that. So that means that the Prussians, that the Poles would not have had to pay, would not have had to place 4 cubes to vassalize Prussia, but only 3. So therefore I simply placed another cube here for them. That will help them later to annex them if they want to do that. Okay, I think I'm going to actually do a trade action with the Turks. On the other hand, I mean, I could also simply pass. That would give me 3 ducats. You know, maybe that is also an option. There's the pirate here. So if it should come to a trade down here, that will cost me some money anyway. I don't know. I think I'm gonna, I don't know. Darn. I'm gonna roll a die. On a 1 to 3, I'm gonna do a trade action. Okay, I will. So let's do 1. And I'm gonna draw 3 cards from the deck. Maybe I'm lucky and can make a little more. So we got cloth, English Channel, Genoa, Alexandria. That sounds good. Wow, that could actually make me some money. Cloth are worth something. We got grain, North America, also Alexandria and Novgorod. Great. And fish. Well, that is North Sea, Lübeck and Sevilla. That's not interesting, but these 2 are. And I guess cloth is probably better. Yeah, so this is Alexandria. So let's check that. There's also Aleppo. That is here. But I'm not connected to Aleppo, so I cannot trade with these guys. So let's see how much trade power we have here. This is Iskandaria. That is from the Mamelukes. Qaria, also Mamelukes. Dunyat. That's all Mameluk territory. And Hejaz. That's not great. Where is that? Hejaz? Where is that? God, Lord. I don't find it. Shit. Is it one of the islands? No. Hejaz. Oh man, Hejaz is over here. Good Lord. So that means that doesn't help me at all. That gives me, I got one trade power from the merchant. That would give me $5. I'm not quite sure what the pirate does. Does it throw me one down or does it cost me money? Let me check that. Here. For each pirate ship, all players collect trade income from one row lower in that node. Yeah, so that means we don't get anything. Okay, that sucks. What about the grain? That's pretty much the same shit. Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. Now, I think I could choose the secondary trade slot. That would be the Adriatic Sea. Let's see. Iskandaria. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. I could. Yeah, no, it's the same. I don't make anything out of this. But if I take, I could choose the Adriatic Sea here. Let me see how the secondary slot works. So this is a little tricky. It is possible to choose the secondary trade node if it is eligible, so if you are connected, and if you have some trade power there, but not counting any provinces. So basically only counting ships or your merchant. But that's okay, I can do this. I can simply bring the merchant, for example, here. Okay, I cannot choose a secondary trade node if there's a pirate there, which is not the case. Then I can only take income from the lowest row, but no matter how many trade power other players have in that secondary trade node, they will not gain anything from it. Only I make money there. On the other hand, other players would gain money from the main trade node. So if there would be other players in Alexandria, they would make money from that. But I'm the only one who makes money from the secondary trade node. So I think that makes sense here because I won't make any money from Alexandria because of the pirate. I can simply choose the Adriatic Sea instead. So I will do that. That's not great. It gives me $3. Yeah, that's pretty much all that happens here. So I'm making $3 here. Nobody else makes anything. Yeah, that I don't know if it was worth a cube. Actually, I could have simply passed and grabbed the $3 from there. So I don't know. Well, but okay. I mean, I got a bit of extra money here. Let's grab the 10. We're gonna pay back another 5 here. So I mean, that's not bad, and I might consider then building up a fleet next turn again, get rid of the pirate, maybe build a trade fleet here or something, and maybe then I will end up in a better position. It's also not so bad if you do not control the key provinces. For example, if you have, let's say, 3 light ships sitting here, you're still making a couple of trade points, or you can still develop some trade power. For example, with the cloth card, if I had 3 ships here, and the merchant and the pirate would not have been there, I would have made $8 from that card. So, you know, it can be still lucrative even if you don't control the provinces. And there would be even a way to actually place more ships here, so it's kind of cool. But of course, that's an investment. Okay, so now it's the Spaniards, and I'm not quite sure what to do. I'm in a really bad position because of my interregnum that will give me a ton of problems during the end of turn phase. I will not gain a lot of cubes. Luckily, I have a lot of advisors, so it's not quite as bad. But maybe I can actually... Maybe it's not as bad as it seems because of the advisors. We have a few circles lying here. Oh man, that will kill this guy. So my diplomacy advisor will die this turn. Yeah, that's not great. I got one here for the... Oh man, I don't know. I was thinking about doing a trade action, but considering the fact that this guy will die, that might not be the best idea to waste another point, another diplomacy cube. So, I don't know. Tough choice. But then again, if you trade, the thing is, if I want to place influence with a simple influence action basically, I can either place these cubes that are lying here as influence cubes, but I also could buy additional cubes from the supply for $3 per cube. So you could argue, when it comes to this kind of action, that basically a cube is simply worth $3. So if I risk a trade action, I will guaranteed make $2 out of it. I could make more if I'm lucky. So I don't know. But if I pass, I will also make $3. But if I pass as a third player, I'm gonna make $2 still. So it's hard to tell. Again, I think I'm gonna roll a die, and I think on a 1 to 3, I'm gonna do a trade action. Okay, so yeah, let's do one. Maybe it works out. Okay, so we got silk. That doesn't work out. We got slaves. Nope. And we got cloth. Yeah, that sucked. Okay, so nothing, absolutely nothing is in our range here. Well, that would be in the Champagne. No. There's no connection here. Okay, that's, yeah, that sucked. Okay, so all I can do is $2. I guess that was not worth it. We come to the English. And the English are under attack by rebels here. They got to deal with the Wars of the Roses now. Okay, so let's go through the bot actions again. I'm pretty sure we end up in the defend area. Yep, that is the case. That is actually the last cube that this guy has. That's interesting. Yeah, so he goes to defend, but he might get cubes back if he wins a battle, which he probably will now. So, is there any area of invaders? Does he have 2 cubes left? No. Is his army 2 times as big as the invading force? Yes. Is the army on the map? Yes. Are the invaders in an area where the bots MAC, the military capacity, whatever, is greater than the invading force? Yes. Place an army in the area with the largest invading force that qualifies. Okay, so we simply can move over here now. And because there is a connection to the capital of the bot, MAC is not an issue here. And then we go to land battle. And if we are victorious, we simply will gain a cube. And this is a bit of a thing. It says here, gain a cube if victorious. But it also says at the end of the land battle sequence somewhere, yeah, here, it also says gain a cube. Now, I assume he only gains that cube once. But okay, so we go to the land battle. Any enemy is a player. That's not the case. Roll battle dice. Let's see what that says. A number of battle dice equal to the number of hostile units. Okay. What? I don't get that at all. So we roll battle dice. We roll a number of infantry dice equal to the number of hostile units. Then we assign the casualties, and the number of bots casualties is equal to the number of these 2 symbols rolled. So, do the rebels take casualties at all? Do they roll dice? That's not quite clear. Well, I mean, it's written here, if the bot has units remaining, remove all. So it seems actually that it doesn't matter. It seems like this is not really a standard battle. You just roll the 2 dice here, or the 3 dice, if you fight NPRs or rebels. That's interesting. I haven't done that before. So you roll infantry dice equal to the number of hostile units. So that's 3. Okay, so the bot takes 1 loss, and we take loss first from the mercenaries. That's what also the players do. They start, and then they alternate between, so they always alternate between standard and mercenary units, but they start with the mercenaries. The bot has units remaining. The resolving bot receives 1 cube if it's his first... What? I don't get that. Remove all non-player realm units? No, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. What does that mean? Bots casualties? I don't understand that. It's not clear if you have to roll battle dice also for the enemy, and it's not clear how many. It only talks about the bots battle dice, basically, I think. And not even that is clear. It just says infantry dice, whatever that means. Is that for both sides? How many do you roll for both sides? Nothing is clear from that. Assign casualties, it only talks about the bots casualties. That doesn't make any sense to me. I totally don't get that. I gotta check that on BGG. This is a terrible. This is ridiculous. It doesn't say anything about. Maybe you roll for both sides, But then how many dice do you roll for each side? Maybe you roll your standard 3 dice, and that only talks about the specifics for the bot. But then, you know, it would be... Does the rebel army... Maybe they have a leader? I'm not sure about that. If that is even possible for rebels, to be honest. For non-player realms, if they have 3+ units, they might have a leader. You got to check for that. I'm not sure how that works out for rebels. So there's a couple of things I have to check. This is weird. Oh, actually, it's written here. Land battles versus rebels and NPRs. It's a little more clear here. When a bot fights, you roll a number of infantry dice equal to the number of rebels present. Every result rolled counts as a casualty for the bot's army. If the bot has any remaining units after this, it wins the battle. Any rebels are removed. Yeah, okay, that is... If all of... Yeah, that's very clear here. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So that means we basically lose 1 unit, the mercenary, we already did that. And then we simply remove the rebels. Okay. Yeah, I was a little bit confused, but now... Oops, wait a second, this is the wrong page. There we are. Oh no, it's the battle. There we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, resolving the bot receives 1 cube if it's the first victory of the turn. Okay, so they get another cube. And that's it. So they were successful. Way to go, bot. So now it's the Austrians, and we want to check. Maybe they behave a little bit different because now they've spent more cubes than they have left. So this goes down to here. Okay. And then here, he's not at war. So that means it goes here, and he has not picked the event yet. So he goes for the event now. Okay, and that's... now see, the thing is, this event is weird, and I'm not sure if he's gonna take that. I don't know what I'll do if it comes to that. Okay, so he has not done an action, so we gotta roll a die here. That's a 4. Okay, is an opponent event revealed? No, that's not the case. Is an own event revealed? No. Is he at war? Nope. Pick the leftmost revealed event. Gain a cube if there's money on the event. Okay, so that's the case. He actually goes for the revolts. That's good. I think that makes things easier for me. I don't know what would have happened if he would have taken the disputed succession. So there's money here. So that means he gains another cube. Boy, he's slowly running out of cubes. And we got the revolts. And we still have to actually follow this. So you pick the event. Okay. It's not an opponent's event. So we got to go with option A. You gain a military cube. Oh no, there's actually there's no options. So you simply will go for this. So he gains a military cube. Okay. No, he simply gains a cube. Choose an area where you have a city without rebels and another area adjacent to it. Oh man, so let's see. Add unrest to 2 cities in the area. One of these must be your own. In each area, one of these must be your own. Now, okay, I think what would make sense is to try to mess around as massively as possible. And I think then we would probably choose Rhineland and Seine, because there we could hit the 2 cities, the 2 large cities of the French, and I will only get unrest in 1 city. So it probably makes sense to do this. Is there anything specific going on here? Any suggestions? There is actually a list on BGG for the different options for the different things you want to take. But I think I don't want to go in this direction. At least not yet. I have to print it out and then look everything up and all. I could do that, but I don't know. I don't want to do that right now. So I think I simply will do that. It makes the most sense. There's basically no other way I could also hurt other players. No, I don't think there is. Things like the opponent selection here, I guess. But in this case, it's pretty obvious. This is the only way I can hurt other people's players. So I'm going to do that. Yeah. So I'm going to flip this. And I'm going to flip these too. So bad news for the French. Wow, they were now hit twice. Once by the plague and now by the revolts. That sucks. Okay. And now we come to this here. And I think this is also a revolt trigger. I'm pretty sure we have to roll, but before we go, no, resolve secondary events, right? Resolve secondary effects. After that, does the bot have 10 cubes left? No, that's not the case. So he's going to be done after that. But now I want to go to the secondary event. And we got to roll rebel dice for that. There we go. Where is it? Unrest Rebellion. All players must roll a rebel die for each of their provinces with unrest, following the procedure described on page 37. You roll a maximum of 1 rebel die. Okay, so that means let's start with the. We got these specific die here, dice, 3 of them. And we start now with the Rhineland. So we simply roll a die, and nothing happens. Okay, and now we go to the Poles. They don't have any unrest at all. Next, it's the Turks. They are in trouble. They have a lot of unrest. You roll per area, and you roll for every province in every area. So I say we start here in Greece. We got 2 dice because we got 2 provinces, and we see what happens. Wow, okay, nothing. We're lucky. Then we got an unrest here in Macedonia and Thrace. Okay, that, as you can see, that cost them $2. Then we got 2 unrest here. Okay, that costs them a unit and a cube. Okay, so we give this cube away because we still want to find, we want to roll, we want to get the tolerance, and we lose a unit. Okay, not great. So that's it for the Turks. France. They have the 2 unrest here in Seine. Okay, they also lose a cube. I guess they're going to give away their diplomatic cube. Spain. They have 2 unrest here in Andalusia. They lose a cube and a manpower. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh man, that's not good. So, okay, let's give away the manpower. I think I'm going to give away the administrative cube. Okay, so, oh, and the British, they have 3 unrest over here. So they lose 2 bucks and 1 of the unrest goes away. That is good news. So that means Lancashire will be peaceful, and the 2 bucks, what does that mean? What happens if a bot loses money? Let's check that. Losing ducats. Okay, he loses a cube. So there we go. And then we have 1 more here in pale. Okay, so that means he loses another 2 bucks. I think that's it. I think he cannot lose anything more. And then that's it. That's it with the revolts, or with this, with the rebel dice. And now we see the death of the circled personnel, or they take injury tokens. So let's see. Oh, actually he doesn't die. He only takes a hit. So it's not quite as bad for the Spaniards. Okay, let's see. Mehmed II takes a hit. This guy here Thomas. And that's, no, this guy too. Guido Baldo. Okay. Okay. That's the end of that card. But it might, yeah, no, that's also the end for the bots action. But it's not over yet. When there's only 1 card left, immediately after the resolution of this card, this part down here is now also resolved. So the money goes away, it goes back into the bank, of course. And now we got to go through the secondary effects here. I have no clue what that means. I think that is something about religion. So I got to check all that. Okay, that would be a native uprising. That has no effect. Because we're not on any distant areas. And now the DNPRs get activated. And this is done via auto-resolution because this card was not picked by any player. So these are the blue and the brown ones. So that means Portugal not, but the Mamluks will be activated now. And it says all DNPRs of the same colors adjacent annex an adjacent province, prioritize provinces and areas where the DNPR already owns provinces. Okay. Where there is none of these areas. Then provinces and areas adjacent to their realm by land. They will target the eligible NPR with the lowest tax income. Okay. So it has to be adjacent by land. Now, it's not going to be Tunisia. They have a pretty big income. It's not going to be these guys, I guess. It could be Bitlis. They seem to have only one. It could be Adana. I guess one of these... Well, but they are a vassal. So, I don't know. Probably also not these. I guess it's going to be Adana. If several realms are tied, use alphabetic order. I'm going to go with Adana. That seems to make the most sense to me. So, I'm going to grab one of these markers. I'm not sure if I actually... They have... You see, they are different, so I don't know. I need one with the green, but it has to be very similar ones. I might be already at the point where I don't have any left here, but then I'm simply going to take another brown one. Yeah, I might be already there, so I'm simply going to take these then. Who cares? So we're going to place that here to indicate... Yeah, they expanded now a little bit. Okay, and then these suckers die. Yeah, so that's bad because now... oh boy, Mehmed is dead. Holy fuck. That's bad news. That sucks for the Turks. Let's hope they have a leader. So this guy is done, and he was great. Really bad news. Down here, this advisor is also killed. Oh man, shit. I gotta do this without... This guy dies. And this guy also dies. So I'm gonna do this without camera. The Turks, yeah, they don't have a leader. So they are also now in an interregnum, which is really bad news for them. They did quite well, but now there's a lot of problems. They have a ton of unrest and their leader died. So it's not looking that great anymore. Okay, so this card goes away, and that was the Austrians' turn. Now it's the Poles. They have 2 military cubes left. Is there anything they want to do? I don't think so. Maybe I got a card. No. Okay, so I guess that's it. I'm going to pass with the Poles, which gives me $3. The Turks are 2 administrative cubes. No, they need these to invent the tolerance, which they're gonna need. And yeah, they also pass, I guess. That gives them $2. France already passed. Spain. Yeah, I think they also will pass. There we go. Okay. So that, and they get, I think, $1. Yeah. That now triggers... I have 5. That's not a lot. Shit. Yeah. That now triggers the end of the turn. There are only 2 players left, and when that's the case in a 6-player game, that will trigger the end of the turn. So that means now these two players have one more action left. Because they already triggered an event, they could do in addition the event action, but because they already did that, they simply have now one action left. So that means it's the bot. I'm pretty sure he's not going to do anything because he simply has no cubes left. Let's check it. Yeah, so he simply passes and that's it. And that means we now go to the Austrians. The end of the action phase is triggered. He has picked an event, so he also passes. And that's it. End of turn. Okay, so now we got to go through the end of turn resolution, which is basically just procedural, as I think there are mainly basically no decisions to make. So yeah, we start with the peace and rebels. So remove casus belli and truces. This is not the case. NPR invasion. That's not the case either. Rebel siege or move. That might be happening. Okay. Yeah, perform this step if there are any rebel units on the board. Well, there are no rebels on the board. So no, that's not the case actually. There's no rebels there. Yeah, because the ones here, they were destroyed. So no problems here either. Peace resolution. Okay, that's interesting. And we only have total victories. Here against Byzantium and down here against Andalusia. That's all we have. So let's go there and do this in order. We do have a kind of a marker here for piece of flowchart. Let's try this first. Okay, total victory. Any player at war satisfies total victory conditions, yes. Versus another realm. Victor is a human player. You go here, loser is a human player, no. Okay, Victor wants to enforce full annexation. Yes, that's what we want to do. Remove the war tokens, all occupied tokens, and all player realm tokens, except the victors, from the loser's realm. The victor may discard a claim from any area where they gained towns to remove 2 unrest per claim. If an NPR is annexed, a player realm removing an alliance loses 2 prestige. Okay, so basically we remove the occupied tokens here. Spain removes the claim, and that gets also rid of the unrest. Okay. So, very similar thing happens here. However, these 2 provinces will actually stay in unrest. Here, we do remove the claim, flip this. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I guess that is that. Now, I think it's time to claim this thing here. Owner vassalize Constantinople and at least one of Athena, Moria, Naxos. We did that. Now we own it. So effects. Gain a core province token in Macedonia and Thrace, and a claim in Serbia and Albania. Okay. Okay, let's see. God. So these are core province tokens. That gives us advantages when it comes to rebellions. It also gives us, I think, points at the end of the game. And a claim, does it make, yeah, in Serbia and Albania. That is right here. Okay. You may pay 2 administrative power to immediately research the tolerance idea. That is something I want to do. And this one goes over here. So I got 2 left. And that gives me the tolerance idea. Oh God, that gives me actually 3 victory points. And this gives me another 2. So let's place a marker here. During phase 3, step G and I, when adding unrest for religious dissent, add 2 unrest fewer than normal. Twice immediately after rolling for an area, you may re-roll 1 rebel die. So that is pretty cool. So we got that. We get 5 victory points overall. That wasn't bad. The Spaniards now also did La Reconquista. Own all provinces in Andalusia. Gain a claim in Aragon or northern Morocco, or place a Catholic token in Andalusia. I think I want to do the latter. I don't want to get any problems there. I am already at an interregnum. I don't want any problems with religious dissent or something. So let's simply make these guys Catholic. And I could now pay 2 admin to research the Janissaries. Sadly, I don't have that. So I cannot do that, which is really fucked up. The thing is, I could not claim this mission later. You have to do it when it happens. So I could not wait until I have my stuff here and then claim the mission. You have to do it at the moment when you fulfill the things. And also, if you later choose missions from the deck and you already fulfilled them, you cannot claim them. That doesn't work. You have to fulfill them when you have them placed here, and then you have to claim them immediately. So that means we gain 2 victory points for that mission, and that's it. Okay, so that is that, and we continue. Okay, that's it. I guess. No. All NPR, all player with the end into neutral must place this in this friendly area. Okay, and peace resolution. I assume, obviously, we also have to remove now the war markers here. And if it would be with still existing realms, we would have flipped them to truce. That means we could not attack them in the next round. But that is not the case in this situation because we simply annexed everybody. Okay, let's continue here. There we are. So that was the peace resolution. Handle a partial. Okay, I guess that's it. Prestige penalties. Okay, disputed succession. That is not the case. We don't have that anywhere. Occupied towns, no. Nowhere. Interregnum. Players with an interregnum, no ruler, lose 1 stability and must flip marriages on their realm to reveal the other side. Okay, that means this guy loses a stability. The Turks lose 1 stability. Oh boy. And that's it, I guess. The bots have another resolution here. I gotta go through this too. First, let's check the religious descent. Players who have religious descent, a religion other than their state religion, in any of their areas must add 1 unrest to one of their towns in each affected area. Okay. So I think the only ones who might be affected by that... I wonder if it applies here in Moldavia, because this is... Oh, wait a minute. That's not easy. Oh, boy. Oh, fuck. Okay. So here's the thing. We are Catholic. The Poles are Catholic. But there is a couple of Orthodox areas. For example, here, this one, and that one. I assume that there will be religious dissent there. So that's not good. Okay, so I believe this city gets unrest, this city gets unrest. And here it says also, players who have vassals in areas with a religion other than their state religion must in one affected area either remove 1 cube or add 1 unrest. So I guess also here there is unrest now. Yeah. Yeah, these areas are all Catholic, but this is Orthodox, so I guess we have trouble there. Okay. The Turks, they definitely have trouble, but they have tolerance. So they can add 2 fewer than normal. So this is Orthodox. This is Orthodox. I guess that's it. What about this? This is also Orthodox. Okay, so they gotta choose. They have to do 1, I guess. So I think I'm gonna take this one. Does that make sense? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's good. I don't know. Maybe I should bring this whole area to unrest. You know, I think I might actually. On the other hand, yeah, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep them all here. Maybe I get an advantage because my troops are here. So yeah, we got all Greece is in unrest, but at least the rest is. On the other hand, maybe it's better if I have a core province. You know, I'm gonna do this instead. That's a core province. Maybe that's an advantage to me. Okay. And the others are okay. Wait a minute. What is that? Okay, that's diverse. So we also have to add unrest here. Oh man. There we go. That's not even a core province. Yeah, well, can't help it. Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that should be it. Anybody else? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure all the rest is Catholic. Yeah, okay. So that's that. Gain or remove unrest. Players still at war? Nobody is at war. Players with a -2 stability or lower must add unrest to one of their cities. Oh boy. So that affects again the Turks. That's painful. I'm gonna take this one. And it affects the Spaniards. I don't know. Let's take this one. Okay. Now we gotta roll rebel dice. Okay. Let's do this in player order. Let's start with the Turks. And they already are, I mean, they got a lot of stuff to do. But they got the tolerance, which allows them twice. Immediately after rolling for an area, you may re-roll 1 rebel die. Okay, so let's start with this area here. Thrace. I think this is a rebellion, and I think this is really something we want to avoid, because that means rebels will show up there. So we re-roll that. Okay, we lose a cube. That can't happen. Instead, we lose 2 ducats. If you cannot take the normal penalty, you simply lose $2. Okay, we roll for this area here. We got 3 dice here. Okay, again. Oh man. Oh boy. Fuck it. Okay, so we gotta roll again against the rebellion. I'm not quite... Do I want to re-roll here? Oh man, we will lose a lot of cash. Yeah, I think I have a lot of cash. So I'm gonna re-roll this rebellion. Okay, so we're gonna lose $6. Oh man. This is really bad. We got to do something about this unrest. Northern Anatolia, another 2 dice. Okay, one of them goes back. They become peaceful again. This is this symbol here, but we lose another $2. Man, we nearly lost all our money here. And we had a lot. And now we got to roll for this one here, rum or whatever it is called. Let's do this. Okay, nothing happens there. So that was pretty harsh for our treasure chest. We took some bad hit here. Okay. Then the French. They only have 1 area here, 2 dice to do. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Paris goes back to peace. The other ones, that costs them a cube. That's not great, but it could have been worse. The Spaniards, they only have a single one. That's a revolution. That sucks. Okay, so we don't have military units in the area. If that would be the case, we simply had to fight now the rebels. But that's not the case. Instead, we have a rebellion now in this city, which means we're gonna take one of these rebellion markers, and this city is now occupied or controlled by rebels. Badajoz. We take a cube and place it here. That means that city will not contribute to our manpower or income. Okay. And in this way, if that would have happened in an area that would not have been our core province, that city would actually be liberated. and go back to the original owner. But that is not the case here. Okay, the English. Okay, we got to roll. I think the English actually, I think that works a little different here. So let's go to the, I want to go to the bot rules here. Check it out. Rebel siege, that's not the case. Peace resolution, prestige, interregnums, religious dissent. Yeah. What? Roll rebel dice. Great, that's page 4. There we go. Bots roll rebel dice for all of their unrest at once, not area by area, and they roll a maximum of 5 dice. Okay, let's do that. So we have 3 areas still in unrest, or 3 provinces. So we get a rebellion and we get a cube. A bot can lose a maximum of 1 cube each time it has to roll rebel dice. Okay, use standard bot choice processes for applying rebellions and removing unrest, except that they will always apply rebellions in the area where their army is located if possible. Bot plays a... okay, so we're gonna have a rebellion in Northumbria, probably no big deal there, and they gotta remove a cube. I think they don't lose a cube. There is none available here. So I think they're simply, that doesn't apply. And let's see if they get another penalty, maybe instead some unrest or something. I don't think they get a penalty for that. I think that sucks. I think the bots should actually take a penalty from that. But because there's nothing left and available, I'm actually really considering maybe removing a cube after his bot power is replenished. I think that would make sense. But okay, I don't want to make things harder for him than it already is. Then he's going to take a revolt. So we're going to take one of these, Northumberland. That means, well, it doesn't really matter actually. An army will show up, so we got to fight. And that should not be such a big deal. The bot will roll actually a single die. I remember that right. Okay, so he takes a casualty, which is one of the mercenaries, but the army is defeated and nothing else happens. Okay, the rebel army. So let's go on. Austria does not have any. Actually, Austria does have unrest. So we got to roll a die here. Okay, that goes away. Lucky. And then it's the Poles. So we got to roll for this one here. So the Poles lose, well, a manpower, I guess, from here then. It goes to exhausted. And this one here, Western Ukraine, they lose a bot. Goddamn, a cube. And I guess we also have to roll for this one. And they lose another manpower. So the army is gone. There we go. So now we go to the income and upkeep phase. So wow, we don't have a lot of money here, but we can just afford the advisor there. So we could disband military units so that we don't have to spend too much. I don't think I want to do that. We could recall ships from sea. Yeah, I think I want to do this actually. So I think it is possible to bring the fleet back into a port here. Yeah, I'm thinking about, and this is just a buck, but I'm really pretty short. Do I get, well, I think I might be able to afford that. Maybe I can also simply leave the fleet here at sea. I mean, I don't know, it's just a galley. I'm gonna bring them here, but I'm gonna leave this in the trading slot. I think that helps me. Also here, I got a lot of money with the French. I think I want to leave these two ships in their trading slots. And here, I think I want to bring these back into the port here in Königsberg. Okay. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. Okay. Collect income minus cost. So we get the basic tax income, the tax income from the vassals. Got to pay for advisors. The papal controller pays less, which is the English player, so that doesn't matter because it's a bot. Military maintenance, 1 ducat per regular units, 2 per mercenary, half for every ship remaining at sea, rounded up, I guess. Interest on loans, no. Plague effects, yeah, the income in these areas is halved. A modifier, so we got for stability. So Spain and, well, pretty much every player has to spend 2 ducats for their low stability. The Emperor gets 3 additional bucks because of the imperial authority, but that doesn't matter because of the bot power, because it's a bot. And, well, nobody has any ideas that help him. Okay, I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, so I'm done, and some players weren't doing terribly well. I'm not quite sure if I remember that right. I think the Turks received, well, I think they were okay. They received, I think they actually did get kind of like 10 bucks or something, or 9. The French only ended up with, I think, 4 or something like that. They were pretty badly hit. They have their army they have to pay for. They have the low stability. They have to pay for 2 advisors. They have their ships and the plague. So that wasn't great. The Spanish also ended up with only 6 bucks. Army, advisors, all that costs money, the ship. The Poles made a ton of money. They have no advisors, they have no army. I think they made about, I don't know, kind of like 13 bucks or so. They're now sitting on 30 bucks. That's ridiculous. So we got to find something to do with all that money. I mean, I guess we can do a ton of diplomatic stuff or something with all that cash. Okay. So no corruption. If you have more than 50 bucks in your treasury at that point, you lose. You take a penalty. It's corruption. Then you collect monarch power. So, yeah, you now get the skill of the rulers, plus the advisors. The papal controller receives +1 here. Emperor of the HRE. So that applies to the bot then. Yeah, so, and that is now terrible news for some players, right? Because the interregnum only gives 1 in each thing. I mean, this is ridiculous. The Turks are in a terrible shape. They get at least 3 administrative, but only 1 diplomacy, 1 military. Very bad. These guys are doing good. 5 administrative cubes for the French. Sadly, not quite as many military cubes. But they have to do this war now. They prepared for it. They should go for it now. But it's I was hoping for more military cubes, but I lost some because of I think I had an advisor which is gone now. I get 2 diplomacy cubes and I get 3 military cubes. That's not a lot, but if I do some reorganization, I should be okay with it. Here, again, an interregnum, not good. At least I got an advisor here, an advisor there, so that's not that terrible then. I get 3 cubes for administration. 1 for diplomacy and 3 for military. So I'm actually not in such a bad shape as the Turks are. I'm actually doing quite well. And down here, well, I mean, that's... They have no advisors, so it's 2, 3, 1 for the Poles. So the bots, they replenish all the spent bot power. No, they discard all the spent bot power, and they get an additional 7. So that means this guy, because he spent all his power, he has now exactly 7 left. This guy has 6 left, and they get all that stuff. So I mean, they got a lot. They got a lot of stuff going on here. They got a lot of actions they can do. Incredible. And they might even get more. He's the emperor. Let's see. Okay, we got to check about that. Bot emperor then gains extra cubes. Okay, wait a minute. So we got to check about the imperial authority development now. So we got to roll a die and see what happens. Okay, that's a 4. Decrease the authority by 1 if the roll is 2+ lower than the current authority. That's not the case. Increase it by 1 if the roll is 2+ higher than the current authority. So we got a 3. So it stays where it is, I guess. Okay, wait a second. Bot emperor there. Extra cubes equal to the diplomacy plus what? Military provided by the current thing. Okay, let's see. So they get 1 extra cube because they would get 1 diplomacy. Okay, so this is actually the last cube of these guys. That's pretty nuts. I don't know what happens if they're running out of cubes, but there are rules for that. I've already spotted this. Papal controller gains 1 cube. The guy actually does have uncontested control, so they also get the prestige points. 3. Oh man. Man, we should have played that card. That was a mistake. I should have played that Papal Curia card, but as the Spanish. But that would actually not have made a big difference because he still would have been the uncontested controller. So that means this guy receives 1, 2, 3 additional victory points, the English, and they get a cube. Okay, so that is that. So any additional prestige, Papal Controller, we already did that. Empire Power is not at 6. No, nothing. Cleanup. Disband all allied units from their armies. Update the manpower reserve. Okay, so we got to check because some players gained additional provinces, so they have a higher manpower. We gotta update that. So the Turks, the Spanish, and the Poles, they received additional units and they go to available. Let's see. This is where am I? There. Refresh exhausted. Okay, yeah, now the exhausted, a minimum of 3. Half of the exhausted units go to available, but it's a minimum of 3. So pretty much everybody gets them all back. There we go. Refresh all merchants by returning them to their upright position. What does that mean? I don't know. Oh, the merchants, not the mercenaries. I was confused there. So there you go. They can be activated next turn again. I think it's only these 2. I'm getting confused with all these books here. The cubes here from this action, they are removed. And I think, yeah, then we have to clean the board, remove alliances from bots, and from DNPRs that have a tax income of 10 plus, remove the plague, adjust the imperial influence. Well, there is no change here, but they might distribute this stuff differently. I gotta check that for the bot. Remove all units from imperial, okay, remove all any tact chits from the committed to crusade, pass the first player token. So the next first player is the one who passed first, which is the French, and reset all round status markers. Okay, so I think, yeah, these are these ones over here, so they go back in here. Okay, so here we have a list how to distribute the imperial influence. Repeat each step until there is no valid area for the step. So he's got 3 imperial influence because his authority is 3. And the elector area where it would require the least influence for the bot to get the most influence, more than any other player. I guess that's Bohemia. Because there, yeah, that's Bohemia. Now he has the most influence there. Well, actually, that's not true. Because he also has 0. No, that's not true. Because in the others, he also has no influence. So that doesn't work out. Any electoral with available space, which is anyone. What? Okay. Fuck. Okay, so I guess we do it alphabetically then. That's the way I see it. So I guess we place one in Bohemia, one in Brandenburg, and one in the Rhineland. Hope that was right, but I mean, it's probably not that important. And then we got to discard down to 5 action cards. That's not an issue. The last thing is we got to reshuffle the bot deck. And events are always reshuffled. Ideas are always reshuffled. The focus actions is not reshuffled. And then we reshuffle half of the remaining used bot cards. And I assume we do that randomly. Okay, so I'm done with the turn. That was a long one. We'll see how it plays, how it goes on. 15 more turns to go, basically. But okay, the Turks are in trouble, although they have a lot of points, but they have to deal with all this unrest, and they have not a lot of cubes. They can do a reorg, and maybe that helps them a little bit. The Poles are in a good position, I think. We'll see how the French war goes. And the Spanish, yeah, they also need a leader, but they are not doing that bad. They have a lot of cubes at least. Okay, so hope to see you on the next video. Bye.